How's life, everybody? My name is Glitchick, and today we're going to be taking a look at The Walking Dead Telltale Games Season 4. We just finished it, and it was harrowing, to say the least. But we're going to go over some of the glitches that we found in this game, some of the characters that we met, some of the unlikely people from our past that we also encountered, our choices and what those decisions led to, and the overall ending of this game. Let's get into it. When we first begin this season, we are introduced to the fact that we now have Clementine and AJ together, which throws us for a bit of a loop because AJ was said to be on a farm and we're not sure when we collected in, how we collected in, but they've clearly been together for a while because AJ is quite a bit older and he seems trained. So we're kind of left with the idea that they've been on the road for a while and we don't know why they didn't go back to the location that we found in Season 3. We do, however, end up with a ragtag group of teenagers that are taking shelter in what was their old school, a school for basically troubled youths, and there's quite a few of them. I really like the dynamic of all of these characters together. We had the funny kid that didn't take things seriously, the people that took it way too seriously, people that had roles like I'm a lookout, I'm a hunter, I'm a scout, things like that. There was a large, diverse group of kids that we could interact with, and that also made Clementine and AJ feel like kids again. AJ had a friend his age, and Clementine was interacting finally with groups of young people her age. Now, this is a very different dynamic. We've always dealt with adults, but I really liked this twist on the story, and it made it feel like this could be a great group for us to fit into. But before I delve too much into the different characters that we encountered and how we lost them, I do want to go over the two major glitches that we ended up encountering that continued throughout the majority of the season. The first one being disappearing walkers. Now, this would happen during events when we had to interact with the walkers, namely killing them, and especially during QuickTime save events, because the walkers would freeze like it did here and disappear entirely. And this happened on multiple occasions with different walkers throughout each episode of this game. It was very strange, but it was also pretty cool to see. Overall, though, it meant the walkers were breaking. The second bug occurred during episode 4, in which we were using the bow. Anytime we used the bow, for some reason our arrows would track past their targets and sometimes even track as if they're returning to us. Here's one of the more prominent examples of our boomerang arrows, which was also pretty neat to see. Now back to our ragtag group of kids. As you can see here, we lost Marlon right off the bat in Season 1. He was the first death in this show, and that one was super unexpected for me. I had no idea to react to that, and I think I reacted pretty poorly with AJ's decisions later on by saying he was justified for it because I really didn't know which answer to go with. This was my first interaction as a parent, so I didn't know how to do it, and I think I messed up. The other death that really affected my gameplay was Lewis's death. I really didn't expect it. I really didn't want him to die, and I didn't realize that by having him as my companion through this, that he would be forced to die if I didn't kill 10, and I really didn't want to kill 10, and I didn't trust AJ enough to kill 10, so this is what happened. The last big death we had was James. And I was really heartbroken about this one because I really hoped we could romance him, and then we found out that we couldn't. But the whole time I was really rooting for James to be a part of our group and to feel accepted. And I loved the entire take of this game on the Whisperers. So to see him die after being so peaceful and so warm and such a great part of our lives was really heartbreaking. And seeing him as a zombie was even worse. I was really sad that day. When it comes to returning characters that I really didn't want to see, you could bet your bottom dollar that Lily was on the list. I knew we would see her again the moment we let her go in Season 1. But I didn't think I would see her riding up with an army to fight her justice war of some sorts. Holy, I knew she would come back with a vengeance, but my gosh, did she really deliver on that. She was a great villain, and I still hate her. So they did a really good job with that. That was such a dramatic way to see her again. Speaking of dramatic, this is the first episode that we've ever been able to walk with the walkers and not in the same kind of fear that we had beforehand. James took the opportunity to have us learn about the way of the Whisperers and learning to live amongst walkers. And as a part of our show of respect for him, we have to walk through a walker pack in the barn where he has collected tons of them, which I also think is cool on its own, that Whisperers collect walkers, basically like cattle. But we have this experience and we walk through covered in a walker's mask, and we ring these chimes that he set up, and we get to see life from a totally different angle with the walkers, and it's kind of beautiful while also being really scary. But I just felt like an absolute boss walking through the walkers in this way. I'd always wanted the chance to do it. I know we've walked through them before, but this was totally different. And I love that they made it feel like such a unique experience, and that they made it seem like walkers could be managed, and that there was a future for humanity to live peacefully with them. And that there was hope that maybe there's something still alive inside of us within these walkers. And our characters were faced with those kinds of questions and decisions and how they approach walkers later on in the show. And I just loved having that option to approach life like that. Now we're gonna take a look into AJ's story with Clementine, because we find out in the end how Clementine came to find AJ. And it was a very strange experience. If you had played the Michonne DLC earlier in this series, it would give you the same feeling as we've had with Clementine throughout this game, because Clementine has been experiencing a form of PTSD, and every time we see her mind integrate with reality, it was when she was seeing snippets of her journey to save AJ. And when we discover what that journey was, I'm shocked. I was absolutely shocked to see that the war that we had been a part of in this season had come to AJ first, and that the farm that he had stayed at had been attacked. His caretakers had tried to save him, but people had inevitably raided his home, killed his caretakers, and destroyed everything that he knew from such a young age. And I think it was really lucky that Clementine was able to find him at all, and find him alive in what was essentially a massacre, and that she was able to take him on the road with her. The only good thing that came out of this scene, though, filled with blood and this trembling child, was when little AJ holds her hand after she's wiped his face off, and it's just the conversation of like, I don't want to be alone, I want to be with you, and that they'll stick together forever. And then they hit the road, and you just feel the love instantly, because you know he missed her, and you know that she desperately missed him, and that they were finally reunited. It was such a beautiful scene, and it gave me so many feels. But what truly brought on my waterworks, and I will preface this with, I very rarely cry on stream versus very rarely cry ever when it comes to games, because I don't play a lot of story games. I play a lot of strategy games, a lot of like quick indie games, short horror games. So this was a very different genre for me to approach it all. But the moment that we see poor Clementine get assaulted and bit by these zombies, I had nothing but absolute fear and rage coursing through my veins. I was so absolutely mad at the game and the game developers in this moment, because we had raised this poor girl from such a young age into this story, and she now was basically a mom herself, and I could not face the fact that this could be the reality, that she would have done all of this in her life just trying to survive, and it would all amount to this. Now, I did include snippets of my live reactions here in this video because, one, I thought it was hilarious. I've never seen myself break down in this way for a game before, so I included it. And also, I just thought it showed how much this game really hit me, and how well this story went, how well the writing was, and how deeply we connected with the characters throughout this game. I really have a new outlook on the genre of this game, and I cannot wait to play more things like it, if I can handle it emotionally.
Taller than I ever was, I hope. I need you to live, AJ. For me. That's your job now.
Okay, Clem. That's my job.
Last rule.
No!
What do we do if I get bit?
I'm glad I told him to run away. I don't want him to kill me and have that in his conscience. Leave me, don't kill me, just leave. Just leave.
I can't let you turn into a monster.
You have to.
Can we assess promotional damages? Don't cut my leg off. Can we sue? Yes, can we sue for emotional damages? It's too far gone.
What you doing there, goofball?
Thank the Lord! I could not handle this.
Whoa.
Thank the Lord! No freaking way!
And you had wood arm legs. Crutches.
Oh my gosh!
I found
I needed this. I needed this morning.
And gave it back to me. It was in the river and it's
I
all
could not
wet now.
start this morning off badly.
It's definitely seen better days.
I am having a breakdown.
You know what? You keep it if you want it.
Ah. We
I'll put it in our
saved
room.
someone.
I have a surprise for you, too.
Survived this.
Come with me. I want to show you something.
My gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't cry on stream. This game. I'm never playing emotional games again. This is just not good for my heart. How dare they mess with me?
So, what do you think?
Oh, like Lee wanted to make for her.
It's for me?
Gosh.
Yep. Willie helped me put it together.
Yikes. My body.
Come on, let me push you.
Stupid game. Well, that's it. Those are all my notes on this game. I was so excited to see the beautiful ending that we did receive, and that these two finally found a forever home during this zombie apocalypse. I will be excited to try out other TellTale games and other games in this similar series. But for now, thank you guys for watching and joining me on this journey. And for those of you that watched me play through this, thank you for being there. I absolutely enjoyed this journey with you.